Hello everyone, it's me, the crazy guy that lives in your attic. I decided to take a small break from drinking paint and sniffing glue. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the samurai hero skin again. Don't sound so excited. If you haven't already, I would highly recommend watching my previous video. While you're doing that, you might as well subscribe. Don't you want to help out a poor samurai who just wants to sniff glue?
Picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Anyway, let's continue with the video. A person from my Discord server pointed out on the main menu screen there are two identical katanas, which obviously belongs to Aramusha, also known as Hobo Samurai. I know what you're saying, you want some more proof that it's going to be Aramusha. Well, if we take a look at how the hero skin worked for Gladiator, we might be more surprised. Gladiator had a Hero Fest from the 16th to the 13th. The Gladiator Hero skin when it came out was on the 13th of March. And currently Aramusha is having a Hero Fest at the moment, as well as one of the symbols that came out with the Hero Fest has a snake on it, just like how the weapon guard has snakes on it. So I don't know if that's more of a interesting coincidence, or that could just be more of a hint and reference. I believe the hero skin is going to be based off Minamoto Musashi. Now Aramusha has already been stated to be based off this historical figure in the community's eyes. In my opinion, I believe only the dual-wielding style and the idea of him being a Ronin that only applies the idea of him being based off Minamoto Musashi. Aramusha has nothing else similar to compare with Minamoto Musashi. This is why I think this would be a great opportunity for a hero skin. Before I continue, I'm going to be talking about the history of Minamoto Musashi, so you can get the understanding of why this would be a really good hero skin, as well as you get to know a little bit more about the myth and the legend of this famous samurai warrior. Minamoto Musashi was born in the Harima province in 1584 to a samurai family. He is believed to have been one of the most skilled swordsmen in Japanese history. He is often known because of his legend throughout his outstanding swordsmanship in numerous undefeated duels, which he has the record of 62 duels. Minamoto Musashi is considered a sword saint of Japan. It is a Japanese honorary title given to a warrior of legendary skill in swordsmanship. Hyo Nachi Ichi Ryu, which can be loosely translated as the school of strategy of two heavens as one. This style is characterized of the use of two swords, a katana and a wakizashi. This fighting style was founded by Minamoto Musashi. He's not just a great swordsman, but he's also a writer of the Book of the Five Rings, a strategy book on tactics, as well as the personal story of Minamoto Musashi in a different light, which is still studied to this day. At the age of 8, Minamoto Musashi went away from home and lived with his uncle. For the next 5 years, he trained himself in martial arts and became a student of calligraphy and painting. At the age of 13, Minamoto Musashi would fight and win his first duel against Arima Kike, a swordsman from the same village. Now moving on to some interesting information about Minamoto Musashi in the 1600s. Musashi is said to have participated in the Battle of Sekigahara, which marks the end of the Sengoku period and the rise of the Tokugawa shogunate. It's still unclear what side he fought for during this battle, but due to an event that happened a couple years after the Sekigahara event, which makes me believe it's possible that he would have fought for the Tokugawa shogunate. In 1614, during the siege of Osaka, it was believed that Musashi participated in the Tokugawa army under command of Musashi's personal friend as a bodyguard. The famous duel with Sasaki Kojiro. Musashi would duel Kojiro, another skilled swordsman, in one of his most famous battles. Musashi has been said to have been deliberately arrived late. Kojiro has lost his patience while waiting for him, and he tormented Musashi for his late arrival. During his journey to the island by boat, he had carved an oar into a bokken, or a wooden practice sword. The duel ended with Musashi quickly and violently striking Kojiro, caving in his skull with a violent struck to the head. Musashi himself would formally state that Kojiro was the most strongest opponent that he ever faced. In 1640, at the age of 57, Musashi accepted an offer from the Hosokawa clan, inviting him to come and stay as a guest in Kumado. It was the last great adventure. Now he would have his disciples and he would spend his time training, painting, meditating, and writing poetry. Musashi would spend the last 5 years in contemplation at the Buddhist retreat. This is where he would write the Book of the Five Rings. In the Book of the Five Rings, Musashi would reflect on his life and turn every experience into a philosophical statement. His 5 chapters lay out the samurai's task in life. Earth, ground yourself in finding the true way. Water, hone individual skills to perfection. Fire, take the battle to your enemies without fear. Wind, study the ways of your competitors. And Void, the last chapter and the most difficult to achieve. He wrote this after he wrote the first 4 chapters because in order to achieve enlightenment without trying, you have to forget everything you know and just become void. If we take a look at the weapon design, it has a lion hilt, which I think could be a reference to the Legend of the Five Rings, a game setting including its collaborative card game and role-playing game, which is heavily inspired by Minamoto Musashi's The Book of the Five Rings. The game's elements, particularly the 5 clans and their associated philosophies, draw exact parallels to the 5 chapters in the Book of the Five Rings. The Lion Clan, in context of the Legend of the Five Rings, is a powerful clan within the Emerald Empire, known for its military might and its role as the Emperor's enforcers and peacekeepers. They are also tasked with collecting the history of the Empire. The Lion's Clan focuses on Bushido and valor, and makes them a powerful force both in defense of the Empire and expanding their borders. As for the guard, it has a snake on it, which I believe could be a reference to a certain story with Minamoto Musashi. Musashi saw a snake approaching the monk in a mediation and witnessed the snake simply crawl over the monk without any fear. But as this snake approached Musashi, it recoiled to strike and then ran away. Musashi was grieved because he felt that everything that he had cultivated was lacking. He had developed his fighting skills so much that nothing would approach him. In contrast, the monk developed a deep peacefulness and naturalist that led to all, even a snake, accepting him. What troubles you? Asked the monk. All my life I have trained myself to develop such a skill that no man would ever dare attack me, and now I have reached my goal. All sentient beings immediately fear me. You saw how the snake fled from me. It's possible that the snakes, as well as the lions, are referring to the small details that involve somewhat of Musashi's life, as the snake talks about the story of how even snakes fear Musashi. As for the lions, is kind of more of a difficult subject, because it's more of a reference to a different series which takes inspiration of Musashi's work. As for the story, Astria and the gladiator hero have survived the torment of the gladiator arena, but Cartoon has something up her sleeve. She has a warrior not forced to fight, but wants to fight, someone who volunteered themselves to fight in the arena for their entertainment. Minamoto Musashi. On his ventures, he's been fighting everyone: samurai, knight, Wulin, outlander, Viking, and now has finally found an arena where he can fight all these people freely to practice himself and his skill of a great warrior. This will be his final challenge, killing 2 great warriors in an arena for everyone else's entertainment, and to prove himself as the superior warrior. I do have another theory about the hero skin. If we take a look at the weapons, they look more European than anything to do with Asian culture. For example, Nanbando, which translates to Southern Barbarian breastplate or Western style breastplate in English. It refers to the type of Japanese armor, specifically the breastplate do, that was influenced by and even sometimes copied from European plate armor. The term Nanban itself literally refers to Europeans who arrived in Japan from the south, and later became to be used for the styles and technologies they influenced, including armor. This is why I have come up with an interesting theory, but I personally don't think it is as strong as my Minamoto Musashi idea. I believe the hero skin could be based off an actual event instead of a person, the Shimabara Rebellion in 1637. An alliance of local Ronin as well as Catholic peasants led by Amakuso Shiro rebelled against the Takagawa shogunate. The story of this rebellion is extremely interesting on how it happened and how many parties came involved. For example, the shogunate actually had the alliance with the Dutch to also defeat this rebellion. But because we've already talked a lot about Minamoto Musashi, and I think this theory is kind of more of an interesting idea and not really going to be accurate, I'll be leaving this little short theory as it is. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and please tell me in the comments below if you have any other ideas on what the hero skin could be and what would you like to see. As well, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help out the channel, and thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time. Alrighty, goodbye.